What do you do if a kid bites you? You're at home. Does it fit? Uh-oh, looks like a little bedroom time. What if a kid is up in your ear whining and they won't stop? Uh-oh, what happens if you're on the phone? Yeah, maybe you can get a cordless one. Say to your friend, hey, listen to this, it's going to be great. Uh-oh. Hey, have a nice little conversation outside of the door. See, I've actually had parents say, okay, you taught us how to use the uh-oh song for hitting, but what do you do if the kid bites? Uh-oh, looks like a little bedroom time. This is so sad. Had a parent that I met, and he says to me, we are masters at bedtime at our house. Yeah, we're great at it. See, because we create this routine where every night we kind of do the same things in the same order, where we have dinner, and then we have a bath, and we settle the house down, and we get quieter. And then we read stories together right before bed, and I yawn a lot. Have fun with that sometime, right? Then you look at the kid. Start reading real slow. And then Cinderella. Came home and the dwarfs were there.
Kids with ADHD or autism want to be independent. Try Goalie, the visual scheduler that guides them through routines so you don't have to. Goalie, Reinventing Routines.
Kind of evil, isn't it? But it works, right? See, are there some homes where the house goes like 90 miles an hour and then all of a sudden the parents say, it's bedtime? That's like me after this presentation going home and going to sleep. It ain't gonna happen. These parents were wise. They really did a good job with that, and they said, we do not have problems with our son going to bed on time. And we actually say, hey, go in your room. You don't have to go to sleep. In fact, you might want to see how long you can stay up, and tell us all about it in the morning. And the kid actually goes to bed, and it's great. I said, well, why are you telling me this? Because he goes to bed, and then in an hour, he's in ours. Now, I know none of you are dealing with that issue. You get the kid in bed, but then they're in your bed before long. And then you try to put them in their bedroom, and they come right back out, and then pretty soon your sex life really stinks, okay? Although it's a great method of birth control. There you go. It's probably why it happens. It's just a thing created by God. But anyway, what do we do? Well, I says to him, I said, hey, I had that problem with my son, little Marky, and we had to uh-oh him back into his room at night. And we said, hey, you want to have the door open, door shut? You want to have the light on? You want to go to sleep or stay up? You decide. And we'd uh-oh him back in the room, and he'd scream in there for a while. And one night I learned my lesson. He's screaming in there, Mommy, Mommy, Mommy. Oh, just heart-wrenching. But I hold my ground. Then he's, Daddy, Daddy, Daddy. Heart-wrenching, but I hold my ground. Then he does this. Owie! Owie! I open the door. And there he is. Uh-oh, I've been had. Now he's having a major fit. And about 5 minutes later, even though I'm being completely quiet outside, I see these little teeny tiny fingers. And they're coming underneath the door and they're wiggling around. And this kid is really traumatized, man.
For families living with ADHD or autism, preventing meltdowns is everything. Goalie reduces stress by enabling kids to complete routines independently. Goalie, Reinventing Routines.
And it did work. And in fact, sometimes parents have to do shift duty. One person stays out in the hall. I don't like leaving the kid in the room at night with the door locked. I just don't feel good about that, okay? So as soon as the kid calms down or falls asleep, you open the door, get some sleep. Repeat as needed. Well, this dad called me up, And I talked to him, and he said, I did that, but he still won't stay in his room at night. I said, what are you talking about? He said, it didn't work. I said, well, tell me exactly what you did. Maybe we can figure out what went wrong. Because sometimes parents talk too much, or they get angry, and that kind of messes it up. But, well, I guess what happened was they did it perfectly. And the kid would fall asleep, get so exhausted with his fit. And Dad said, well, he'd be laying there on the floor, and we just know that he needs to sleep in his bed, so we picked him up. And my father has this saying. He says it over and over again to people. It goes like this: never, ever wake a sleeping child. And you remember when you were little kids how you could go camping and your back was never sore? You could lay out on that ground and your back was never sore, and you could never figure out why your parents didn't want to go, right? And then one time you're about 25 years old and you realize, the body changes, right? So I said, here's the technique. You go in the room and you sneak in, and you got a little blanket. You sneak up and you put the blanket over him, then you run away. He called me up and he said, that technique worked.